Hey, Sean here. One of my favorite cubes of all time is the GAN X. And I had a special version. It was the Infinity where you could make your own. And I got half bright shades, and I had the magnet capsules be purple, and I had the internals be primary undyed plastic, which was rare at the time to have. Now, all puzzles are like that. Anyways, I haven't used it in a long time because it's a little more flexible than I'd like, and actually a little heavier than some other puzzles. And also it's 56 millimeters, which I've kind of preferred smaller ones since then. But I noticed something. The GAN 356 maglev has the exact same cap design as the X, but there's core magnets in it. So I wanted to see if I could swap pieces out. And you know what? I absolutely could. So come with me as I check some things out with this. First, I weighed the puzzles just to see if there's a difference, and actually, they're near identical. The difference in it is that the maglev pieces are lighter, but the core is like 5 grams heavier. I decided to swap out all of the caps for the edges, even though those didn't need magnets, just because the pieces were a fraction of a gram lighter each, which helped balance out the weight of the heavier core. For the most part, the swaps were really easy to do. Just pop off the caps, put the new ones on, except for the corners. Because the new corners have core magnets, the inside was different. There was like a stalk that went all the way up instead of the caps, which had a piece that went down. So I did have to trim that. With that said, if I put them back on the old puzzle, they would still fit completely fine. So that stock didn't really do a ton. So that I did have to clip off. That was a little bit of trimming. Other than that, it was perfectly fine. The adjustment for the core. The GAN X had what I really prefer, the different colored capsules you'd put on for the different tension, then you can just tighten as much as you want. With that said, I feel like they figured out how to make good adjustments with what is already built in, where you have like 6 different settings. And so the maglev does have really nice adjustments on there. So it is finished. It started off super great. Everything swapped out nicely. Center caps worked, edges worked. I realized then I could swap out the magnets, the edge magnets for the old X. I'm just called the X and the maglev. I'll just say that. The magnets for the X and the edges were full long capsules that you could swap out, but the other ones were a little bit lighter, so I kept those. In the corners, I had really cool purple magnets, and I noticed a couple of them had a crack in it. When I popped it out, the magnet came out. I could have probably put it back in and made it still work, but I figured it'll be easier just to keep the magnets that are in the maglev and have these light blue ones instead of purple. So that's a little upsetting, but other than that, that all worked out fine. I ended up actually keeping the old orange from the maglev and putting that with the X pieces. So because the orange that came with the half bright shade was kind of weird. It was almost like a darker, almost reddish orange. And now it feels like a true half bright set. So you have a darker red and darker blue with that orange and green. But I now have a half bright GAN cube that has an orange that was not typical with their half bright shades they sent out, and with core magnetization. Am I going to use this for a competition? Probably not. But it's really nice knowing that this is a one-of-a-kind puzzle. No one else has a half bright core magnetized GAN cube that has even lighter orange than GAN originally had for the half brights. With that said, thank you very much for watching. If you want to do this, if you had a GAN Infinity and you want to upgrade it, get the maglev, swap the pieces out. It was super easy. Took me just probably about 20 minutes casually doing it while I watched some YouTube videos, and then I was ready to go. So thank you very much. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by SpeedCube Review for more news and reviews.